Okay, today we're going to do a screen card. I made one earlier and it looks like this. It's really cool. So it stands up like a screen that you would have in your house. So this is one I made with some stuff that I had. I think this is a collection by Photoplay called Paprika, and I believe we still have some of it in the clearance section in case anybody's interested. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is take a piece of cardstock, 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and we're going to cut it 5.5 by 11. So I'm going to cut it at 5.5 here on the short side, and then leave the long side. The next thing we're going to do is score it. So we're going to score it at 2 3/4. Three inches. No, I'm sorry, 2 3/4, 5.5. And 8 1/4. Okay, so it's going to look like this. So you're folding it like accordion. So you can have this part, the middle part would be in. Because this is where I'm going to put, this is where if you would like to, you would put your sentiments. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of cardstock of pattern paper, and I picked this really beautiful cherry blossom paper from also from Photoplay, and it's from a collection called Paper Crane, which we also have in the clearance section. This is from last year, this collection. So I'm going to cut some panels. They're going to be 2 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to put 2 1/4 over here. And then 4. Now you could make all the panels the same. You could make them different. It's just, you know, depends on your preference. So right now, let's see, I think these 2 panels are going to go on the ends. I have panels to go on the other side for things that came with the collection. There was a page that came with a bunch of messages. So I think I'm going to cut 2 more panels, but I'm going to use the flip side of the paper. And they're going to be, again, 2 1/4 by, you know, with this flip side of the paper, I'm going to put, it's like little rainbows, and I want to have them upright. So it's going to be 2 1/4 by 4. Okay, so now I have 2 of those panels. So these panels I think are going to go in the middle. These panels are going to go over here. Okay, now as far as the legs go, if you look at mine, I had a punch that is like a label punch. It looks like this. But you can use it if you have a square punch. You can use it if you have an oval punch. Almost any punch will make, you can make some legs. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to punch it in the middle of the, and like just like halfway, a little less than halfway through here, so that it is before this little point over here. Try to get it in the middle of the panel, but if you don't get it in the middle, that's okay. It's still going to look good. Okay. So this one really is kind of cute because it looks like a little fancy leg. But like I said, you can use a square or an oval or almost any kind of punch you can find. You can figure out a way to make it look like legs. Okay, so this panel is going to go here. This panel is going to go here. And then I have these two middle panels. Now, what I did with the original is I stamped some sentiments here. Your kindness has touched my heart, so very thankful for you. So I have these squares, these rectangles. And I think I'm going to use these two, but they don't exactly fit. So I'm going to trim them down. So because this is 2 1/4, I want to get it to 2 inches. So I'm going to trim on either side of it. I'm kind of eyeballing it. And if this doesn't work out, then I'm going to stamp some sentiments instead. Let's see how that looks. And then I'll have to cut the top off too. I like this little Japanese girl, little geisha girl. Okay, that's not perfect, but I will do something to it on the bottom or the top and make it look a little bit more even. Now this one, I'm not sure this will fit, but I'm going to try. Otherwise, I'll stamp a sentiment. Let's see if this might be too wide. I could also just leave it that way, but I don't like it. Okay, so I'm going to forget about that. And I'm going to cut some mats and stamp sentiments like I did with the other one. So because they were 2 1/4, I'm going to do it, I'm going to cut it at 2, the mats, and then 3 3/4, so that it will give a 1/4 inch mat around the pattern paper, or inside the pattern paper. So they will look like this, and then I can stamp sentiments. So of course now I have my Misty. So this one is one that gets, I believe it's on, this is the one that is going to be on the top. And I already lined it up. So I'm going to ink it up now. This is an old stamp that I had from many years ago. And then I'm going to do the other stamp. And that's going to go towards the bottom. This one says, so very thankful for you. Okay. That's that. I got some ink on there. I always do that, because my hands are always full of ink. Okay, so now I'm going to put some tape runner on here. Okay, so now I think I'm going to decorate a little bit. I think what I'm going to do on these cherry blossoms is I'm going to put glossy accents on them, which I'll do at the end because that is going to take some time to dry. But I do have some flowers and some hearts and things like that that I can use. That in the last few days since I've been making videos, I've been making all kinds of punch out embellishments. So let's see what I have here. I have a heart. Oh, that's not the right. I might just punch one out of something else. And I have some flowers here. I have a black flower here, although that, I don't know if I will like that with the cherry blossoms. Here's a little heart. Okay, I think what I'm